Welcome back, everybody, and a Merry Christmas to all of you boys and girls and ladies and gentlemen. As you climb up to the rating ladder, you're going to face some difficulties. You're going to face obstacles in the way. You're gonna meet some new openings, like the King's Gambit, or in our case, a response to the Queen's Gambit, which beginners below the rating of 700 struggle a little bit. Mainly because the Queen's Gambit gives away the C-pawn for massive control over the center and very fast development, while the black pieces, if they're not careful, they might try to hang on the pawn and get absolutely obliterated. And today, I'm going to show you an opening that you can use with the black pieces to decline the Queen's Gambit and try to equalize. And it might work a lot in the 700, 800 territory, but after you reach 1100 plus, you're going to switch to a different opening because that's life. Eventually, you're going to have to switch your opening repertoire. You can't play the Scholars Made all the way to 2000 ELO. Yeah, let's get into the video. Okay, let's get on with our opening. Now, you saw the time above me. There's a clock. It says now 2 p.m. 25. I had a little something to do. So, let's get on to this. D4, and you're going to respond with D5, and if they play the Queen's Gambit, which is probably the reason why I have invented this opening, you're going to play the Slav. Now, you're not, if they go Knight C3, which is a logical move, you are not going to play the Exchange Slav, you're not going to play the Semi-Slav, and you're not going to play the Sempenekov Slav. Now, you will play the Pseudo-Slav. Now, it's not yet called Pseudo-Slav because we haven't done some certain moves, but it's the same structure every game. White has a couple of options in this position. One, Knight C3, which we're going to discuss in a moment. They've already played that move. We're going to discuss Knight C3 first. Basically, what your setup will look like is, ignore white for a second, you will lock this bishop like this. You will develop your knight like this, and then you will want to develop your bishop like this, and then you will want to develop your queen like this, and then you will want to develop your knight like this, controlling the e5 square even further. And then after that, you're going to castle either kingside or queenside, but I will prefer kingside. This is how your setup will look like. Now, of course, we'll get altered thanks to the opponent. No, do not take here. I don't know why I just took. Okay, so, bishop f5. We're going to look at some moves. Number one, of course, we're going to look at queen b6 on move 3. We're going to look at that, but nobody plays that. Okay, nobody plays that. Not many people play that. So, okay. What the opponent can do, there are still moves here that make sense. Knights and knight f3 and bishop f4. Knight f3. You will play e6. What does this do? Number one, it prevents the knight from coming to h4 to attack the bishop. Number two, it's sort of a London system setup, and you can still go to control the e5 square with your knights and with your bishops. Now, what they will probably mostly do here is this move. As you can see now, it's a Pseudo-Slav. You will play bishop d6. Now, there's only 2 responses. One, they take instantly, we just take back, and we have a fine position. And if they go here, you can develop your knight like this. And if they take and get rid of your bishop here, you just take like this. Even though you've lost both your bishops, he has a bishop light squared, and is going to face against your light squared setup, which is going to be really bad for his bishop. So his bishop doesn't make too much sense. But if they do not take and prolong the staring contest, you are not also going to take. No, you don't want to open up an A file and an attack. No. Instead, you are just gonna let them stay there. You just let them do the thing. Just let them exist. You know. Play this move, and if they still stare, just go here. And if they do this, you can now do that. You can now open the A file. Difference now being is that your bishop won't get attacked, and you're just gonna chill here. And if they take, you just take back with either the pawn or the knight. Doesn't really make too much sense. Doesn't make too much of a difference. Not sense. And even though they've opened up the A file, it's not sure you're going to castle there. Okay? You will either go to the queen side probably, or the king side. Who knows? Maybe you're going to stay in the middle. Maybe you just like the middle. I don't blame you. If they develop, and they don't do anything with their king, just check them. Just check them. Apparently over here, it's not. There's no other good move than just moving your king, which is brutal. Even though it's a plus 0.3 position. And then you develop your final knight. And as you can see, all your pieces are out. Your queen is out. Their king is not castled. And so on and so on. They'll get their pieces out. You can support this knight like this. And yeah, you are good here. Now, however, now which way do you decide to castle? You'll see that down the line. Obviously, you can't go to the king side because of the open file. But maybe you'll find a way to somehow, not get destroyed. Now, they'll probably take here because, their bishop is bad and your knight is good. So they're going to do that. And in my eyes, if they want to do regular castling plans, they will take like this. And then you'll either take back with the e-pawn. Depending on which pawn you take, this is the castle you're going to go to. If you take with the e-pawn, you're going to go to the queen side. And you're going to hide your king on b1. Let's say, for example, like, well, their king is awful. King a1, yeah, you're going to castle, and then if they try to kick your knight, there's a pawn fork over here. And if you go like here, you just hide your king b1, and you're going to go on a massive pawn storm on the king side like this. You're going to go on a massive pawn storm like this. Look at this. a4. This. And maybe even this, and you have 3 pawns, and he has nothing. And eventually, you're going to clash down on his king side, like this. Boom, boom. Even though you lose a pawn here, you can also do this. You can also just lose a pawn. Then win it back immediately, sort of. But look at White's position. Do you think that's a +1? Do you think that's +1? Look at White's position. Look at your position. All your pieces are directly staring at the king side. You think that position is +1? No. Just attack. The computer says give up the pawn. Just give up the pawn straight up. And attack the queen a couple times. And then just zigzag around. Try to win this pawn. Now, of course, do not take the pawn. You can either push, but you're going to get forked. Or you can defend like this. And if they take, just take back. Rook a3. Rook h3 is apparently the top engine move here in this middle game, end game. And, wow, it's desperate. It's naturally +1.5. That is if they do all that stuff, of course, with knight c3, knight f3, and the bishop move. Alright, so back here we go. I don't know why I did that. Alright, so what if they, instead of they play knight c3, they play the bishop here instantly, which is a move. Just move your bishop. Okay, and what's next? Knight f3, knight c3, knight f3. Then go here, and you have supported center. What is next? Them going here, probably? Yes. Just put your bishop here. And they'll probably just take. Because this time, the difference being is that their structure is more light square friendly, which means their light square bishop will be a lot better. And your light square bishop is going to be a lot better in their territory. However, in your territory, it's going to be trash. That's the difference. What they can do is lock down the position here. You just slide back immediately. Just slide back. And if they try to go here, of course you're going to take. You're going to get rid of their good bishop for your bad bishop. And you're going to be in this bishop plus spindle game, which should not be really hard. Considering that the knights have only a couple natural squares to go to. Like this. And if they castle kingside, you're probably also going to castle kingside. And as you can see, we're entering this very equal position after these moves. And it's lingering towards a draw, but with 600, 700 ELO games, it's not really going to be a draw. Okay. So that was the bishop maneuver on the first move. They can prolong the sericadas like this. Of course, as you remember, do not take. And if they go here trying to attack your bishop, you can play this. And the point being is to do this, you just go back like this, and you keep your bishop. And their knight is very trash, I have to say. And they'll probably try to win your bishop anyway. you can castle, or you can just take instantly. And then castle. If they castle, you can damage them. But they're not gonna take with the they're not gonna take with the H pawn. They're gonna take with the F pawn here. And I want to do that, and I want to take. So instead, what you're gonna do is play this queen move. Now they're probably gonna take, and if they lock down the position, that's better for you. You're gonna stay here. F4 is apparently a move here for the computer. I hate this. And then you can develop. And as you can see, the computer is already thinking of pawn breaks, and you can play rook b8 here, with the intention of going for this pawn break on b6, which is available in the SLAV. And you can probably take with the rook here. It's fine. I don't know why the engine doesn't like it. The engine is just a piece of trash. Double up here if you want. And you do nothing about it. Just play a4. You gambit the pawn straight up. If you gambit the pawn, you're gonna have an advantage because you have an open a file. That's a ridiculous move to find, but you can probably win the pawn immediately, like straight up like this. You're gonna go here, and if they go here, attacking the pawn, you can trade. Doesn't matter. And look at their structure. Look at your structure. They're trying to immediately undouble, but you're gonna put severe pressure on this knight, severe pressure on the pawn. If they take, you take, and they're gonna probably retreat. And you're gonna bring your knight, and middle game is not really good for white. It's not good, no bueno. So, and then there are like quite top engine moves, most of them. Like you can see, they can mess up pretty badly. All right, now we looked at that. It's about time we looked at the early queen move. The early queen move. Let's look at. Again, we have looked at this move, we have looked at this move, now we're going to look at knight c3 or any other move, and then followed by this queen move, which is top engine line. If this happens against you, it's not going to be good news, but it is a line that you're going to have to be aware of. This line is very tricky. Why? No matter what you do, you're going to lose a pawn. So what you can do is memorize the top engine moves. Queen b6 is one of the responses. Immediately saying, if you take, I will not take the queen. I'll take like this probably. But it's so bad. Look at this. Oh man. I told you, that line is tricky. And then you lose something. Then you lose a rook probably. So instead you're going to have to take the queen here. And then you're going to develop a knight. Now if they take, you just develop and you've got more pieces out. This is a line that is more tricky with beginners, so you're not going to see it as much. But if you do, then they either watch this video or they just move out their queen because they can. As you can see, white doesn't have too many moves here. The position is like dead equal. They'll develop. You will try to develop. And if they go here, free pawn. Take the bishop. Free rook. And they have to retreat. And you can castle queenside and pin their knight. Savage is that? How savage is that? And you get another free pawn. And then if they go here, you just you can take a bishop or you can take the knight. But I will probably take the bishop and get rid of their bishop pair. Now, of course you can take their knight. Of course you can take the knight and win a free pawn. Yes, you can do that. But like that bishop pair, that position is more open. That's the reason why you have to take the bishop here. Bishop here. If they do that, then you just crossman. You try to win everything. Very simple. And now your knight dies. There's just no way for that knight to come and see the light of day. So what you're gonna do is they're gonna go here. You can threaten to win another pawn, and if they in fact win the knight, you just take here. That is how this line can go. But if you don't want to follow this line and you're afraid of gambling pawns for absolutely no reason, but there's a reason. Fast development, cracking the center of the opponent. What will happen if they immediately take? Take back. And if they take, develop. As you can see, top engine moves early say this, early suggest something like that. They will probably develop. That's the more human approach. You can either take back with the knight or take back with the pawn, which is more human. They're going to develop faster than you for a little bit. Just develop. You're fine. You're fine. And if they do this, just centralize your bishop and have it captured this way. But if they keep attacking it, you can crosspin and sacrifice the bishop. Because if they take the bishop, you take like this. Oops. There's already tactics and problems. And if you're lazy and you don't do anything about it, then you can win the knight. And if they take back, you lose a rook. And that's GG's. As you can see, the line is very tricky for both sides. It's not very easy to come up with plans, sacrifice the pawn for extra development. It's not so easy. Okay. So we looked at that move as well. However, the queen b3 move, it's not going to be terrifying always. For example, if you get to play out all the line, this queen b3 move, although it's now top engine, has way more responses to deal with. Now b6 is available, and if they take, you take back. Now, I know it says +3 because of this. I know it says +3 because of that. They can sack you, and then you're like in a bad position, I know, but yes, it is unfortunately a line you can get into. What you can do to avoid this is just play this. Have an open king, but open king in the middle, and you're going to exit the middle very fast. It says e5, just take, and if they take back, it's a free knight. And if they go here, which is the top line of the engine, which nobody in the level of 700 will play against you, you just go here. If you go here, defend. And attack at the same time. Just defend and attack at the same time. The problem is by taking here, this bishop hangs. And with it, your king is about to hang too. Look at this. Your king is about to hang. So, yeah. You gotta go here and support your bishop. And to go here, threatening multiple stuff, you are gonna do this. And if they take, you are going to slide like this. You're trying to prolong the attack and try to get your king out of the center. If they defend and stay like this, then you can develop. But there's a free pawn and a 4 coming. So you're gonna have to give that pawn as well. Like this. You're gonna have to give that pawn up. Why? Because there's a queen stare down. And if in fact trade queens here, their attack is probably about to become extinguished because you will develop. First you give this check because it's good. Now of course if they move their bishop here, of course you're gonna take. That's like no matter what. You're gonna go here, here. And if they take, you just take back. And the moment they start retreating, you're gonna go here. And if they hide your king, castle queenside. And you have escaped the fires of the opening, just like that. As you can see, it's very difficult to face the queen on b3. If you know how to do it, you can avoid that happen. And I will show you another way you can reply. It's not the end of the world if the queen comes out like this. Queen comes out like this. Of course, you have the b6 response we checked. But you also have this. Top engine move. They take. You take. They attack. You this time, you're not going to really play the knight here because you have a tactic. Boom. Bishop c2. Point. If the king attacks, you already have tactics. You can already go like this and bully the pawn chain. Like this. And if they take, they lose a rook for a bishop. And a really bad bishop. So, and if they try to be smart and try to trap your bishop and try to win with your king, you already have tactics again. If they take, they lose the rook. So you can see, white can easily screw up in this position, like this. You can easily screw up. And if they go here, try to win this, well, you're going to trade pawns. Now you're going to trade pawns, and you're just going to come back. And if you try to win another pawn, you're just going to develop like a normal human being. If they develop, just go here. And if they take... Yes, I know it's kind of bad because you have this pawn here, which is very weird. Then there's this move. But you will defend, and you're fine. There's no weakness. And if they castle, just develop. If they develop, castle. And if they attack, take. But here, probably taking this is better. Even though if you take this, you will just go here. And you're fine. Look at this. You're in this endgame. And if they take this pawn, then you can just fork the rooks. Straight up. You can fork the rooks. So, yeah, this pawn cannot be taken. This pawn cannot be taken yet. you can push it, and you're gonna end up in this endgame, and you're gonna have to figure this out. Alright, so we looked at the queen b3 variations as well, what can possibly happen. Of course, white doesn't have to go into all of this. Again, I'm giving you motivation to study. You can go to somebody else and watch this video or something like that. I think there's like grandmasters that have made a video about this. I'm pretty sure, because like this opening, I didn't see that opening much against me. I used it a lot in like the 1000 ELO range. I used it a lot in rapid, which is, yes, something. So we looked at we'll look at the knight f3. I mean, we looked at knight c3. We looked at queen b3. We looked at bishop f4. Now we're gonna look at knight f3 and this. What's the difference here? Now white, this is the second trickiest line. If you're a guy that likes the bishops in the chess, not in real life, you can play. They're gonna play this. There's a high probability to play this. This is a Baltic defense now. You have the option to either develop like this, and if they take, you just have this nice little knight on the center, or you can take their knight, and this is the Baltic defense. This is the point of the Baltic defense. You just take their knight. Like, let me show you. Here, there's this, yeah, Queen's Game Decline, Baltic defense. You just go for this straight up, and the whole point is you're just gonna take with the queen, and then this is the point of the Baltic defense. Oh, however, we're not gonna look at that. No, we're not looking at that. No, we're gonna look at this instead. Now you can go for the Baltic defense. However, you can just develop, and if you take, just go here. And there's g4, and it is a ridiculous move that nobody on the planet is going to play. Because why would you play that? Why would you play that? No, you're not gonna. They're not gonna play that. No. I'm gonna go here. They're not gonna do this, and then you're gonna go here. The plans are so simple. Their opponents are not top engines. G4 is never going to happen. And if that happens, then they either like to attack pieces or they're just cheating. I mean, straight up. I mean, G4 is beyond ridiculous. Nobody's playing that. So they're probably going to develop a knight. You have the option to take, but give away the entire center. Or, take the pyramid, which is the more human approach. And then you can develop, and if they lock down, that's even better for you, because you go here. And if it's Trophy Keto, you just develop your knight. And then you can support the knight. And you have this light square blockade against their light square bishop. And, yeah. Life is good. You're going to go for a queenside expansion. You're just going to put your queen here. That's fine. They're going to castle, probably. And you're going to castle as well. And, yeah. They have their light square bishop is good, and they're not going to trade it for your knight. However, your dark square bishop is way better. And their dark square bishop is like locked behind pawns. They can't move. It's like in prison. They're playing without 3 points of material. And you can use that problem in your advantage. Because you're going to use all your points of material to probably start a kingside attack, which is reasonable at most. Now if they go do something like this, then you're just going to strike back in the center. And they take, you take. They can't really take here, even though it's a bad move. They can't really do that. If they do here, then they take like this free pawn, then you just don't get into that. Instead, what you will do is, instead of getting into all of this, just stay here. Just stay on this file. Just stay here. Put your rook there. And if you go for this attack, just go here. Or play this move and prevent everything. And now they don't really have many moves. Like this. Look. Both your rooks are in some important files. They will probably open up eventually. If they attack you, apparently you already have tactics. You can sacrifice Legos this for a top engine movie. Yeah, look at this. If they take, you can second knight for 2 pawns. And actually, it's even worse than that. Your pieces are now well coordinated, and you can start an attack. But that's a little too difficult for low elo players. That's a little too hard. And I will see, like, as you can see, like, the white is busted here. I mean, white is completely busted. After, yeah, so you could go here. Like, white is just busted after this move. You take like this. Yeah, it's over. I know it's 0.2 here. 0.8. The advantage is going down fast. My God. Yeah, it's minus 1.1 now. Oh my. Yes. All right. So we looked at all the possible moves of what can possibly happen. Quick reminder of what to do if you have to play this again. Where's the setup? Where's the setup? This will look like something like this again. It will look like something like this. You will develop. You will like go here and here and here. You know, control the e5 square a little bit and here and here and here, and look at this. This is just a good setup. A good setup for 700s. That's a really good setup. Really solid. Difficult to crack. Unless you go into the tricky lines, which I don't know if that will be possible at this level of chess. 700, playing that queen move and knowing what to do afterwards is going to be really hard. Now we're going to see an example game, and we're going to close the video off. As you can see, this game is already analyzed. This is from a long time ago, when it was 1000. We have a c6, bishop f5, classic, of course, pseudo-Slav. This is a classic variation. You'll see this very often. As you can see, even on the 1000 level, the queen b3 option is not really played here, because it's absurd. I mean, bishop d6, and he doesn't take here. Now, if they push the e pawn like this, you just take and damage their pawn structure, but they can do this. Yeah, that's the problem. Just take. And come back. Yeah. Here, what white had to do was damage their pawn structure by force. It's not really good. You can develop and attack this, and if they go here, just take, and they still have to defend. If they go here, motivating you. If you do this, no, there's a problem. You have to go here, and you're gonna have to get forked like this. I mean this, but ignore the queen was there. So instead of taking this poison pawn, you just go here, and you're fine. And you try to defend and attack the center. Just go here, or not. Just go here instead, and boom, boom. And now the knight has to go. And then you can try to attack the knight again. Boom. And they have to defend. And then you put the rook here. And then, boom. And then, oh, never mind. That's the wrong move. And here. And here. Look. Good setup, no? Very good setup. No, he hangs the bishop. It's fine. We take it. And we just have a normal position. Again, normal setup here. 2 knights out. If they play queen b3. Here, I gambited the queen b3 move. I allowed him to do this. My reasoning was I will trade. And if we take, I'll just go here, undouble the pawns with a thread, go here, go here. Yes, he forks me, but it's still -5. Why is it -5? Count the material. After this, count the material. 2 knights and a rook versus 2 rooks. He has 5 pawns. I have 7. I think, yeah, 7. And the difference between my pawns and his pawns, my D pawn is a passer, and it's protected, which is going to be a real pain for white rooks to defend. Rook f2 e1, or let this step in the wrong direction, as I'll probably going to win a pawn in a little bit. Yes, sir. Although we'll lose this one. I just attack him. He retreats. Now this pawn is a passer. Straight up, rook c1. This beautiful idea. And then boom, boom, boom. And defending, attacking, like this, boom, boom, boom. Sacrificing the knight, why? Excuse me. Sneezing all day. It's allergies, not cold. But who sacrifice the knight? If you take the knight, I promote. And it's game over. It's GG's. You can even check. I can even block in these situations, which is absurd, but we're not going to do that. And it's like over. It's game over, like this. It's just over. It's like mate. It's made by a pawn. Disgusting. Yeah, no, you don't really want to take that. So instead, he goes here, gives a check, and then takes it, because he realized it's game over. Anything he does, and he positions, he reside. As you can see, People will make mistakes, and if you think this is not in 1,000, it's in 1,100. I over exaggerated. This is in 1,100 on a 30-minute game. Now he's probably like 1,200. Oh, 1,000. Okay, it's fine. Yeah, 1,100. I expect in the 700 games they're gonna make worse mistakes. That's all I had to show you. Enjoy your time with the loved ones. It's Christmas. You have to enjoy. Get out of here.